Hello everyone, yes, thanks for watching. And then this is a cosplay, not really cosplay making video this time, but more of a cosplay costume alteration vlog. Yeah, and then we can tell my sound quality has increased because I actually got a proper mic. Hopefully you can hear me clearly now, and instead of I having to increase the volume higher. Yeah. Okay. Uh yeah, so okay, this costume, I have before photos that I will just say, this character is from Final Fantasy. I can't really say the name because apparently it's a spoiler, so I wouldn't say the name, but it's from Final Fantasy, 14. Yeah, the game. So and then this girl, yeah, has this white dress and everything. So this one, as I mentioned earlier, is not really a cosplay alteration. It's a cosplay alteration vlog instead of a cosplay making vlog because I didn't really make this. My client actually bought the costume off Taobao, and then it didn't really fit her, so she asked me to kind of edit it, alter it a little bit for her. Okay, I do have pictures and videos and an explanation video of it before I actually finish. This is the already finished altering. Yeah, so I'll include the explanation video of it, how it looked like before I actually altered it. So yeah, here you go. Yeah. Okay, now so here we have it on the mannequin before I did any alterations. So here, as you can see, the bust is actually quite high up. Also because there is a bit of tension here at the shoulders. My client asked me to actually make it a bit looser as well because it actually rides up to all the way to her shoulders here when it's supposed to be at the tip of your shoulder, which is about here. Okay, then this part, it actually there's a fold here is because it is too long, because I guess our bodies, our torso is different. So my client also, this measurement here, the chest measurement here, is also shorter than what is actually on the costume from Taobao, which is 15 cm. So she's actually about 9 cm here. So here we can see there is excess here. So and also she asked me to change this because she didn't really like this. This is a vinyl iron on to netting already. Yeah, so she didn't like it. So I'm gonna change it to the lace one. Okay, so here also another point of detail is the side here. Okay, she says that in the reference art it's supposed to be all the way down, maybe about here, near the elbow, and not all the way high up. So they did this this simple bias binding. So I'm gonna I looked at the reference, and actually there isn't supposed to be something like this bias bind around the reference, but so I will try to make it as thin as I can so that it won't look very it doesn't have the extra line as you can see with another when you have the cloth here. So yeah. Oh, and also because of the way they sew it, this one goes up. So I told my client I have to take in a little bit here, so she says she's okay with it. And then here the extension will be actually just be a line, a strip of cloth. Yeah. Okay, the rest of the costume, the fit is okay. So yeah, that's about it. That's it. I think I did explain it quite thoroughly, I guess, I hope, in the video. And then yeah, this is the finished product. So basically what I did was to just remove the front piece. The front piece, I unpicked it. I actually videoed myself unpicking also, but that is a portrait orientation video, and it's oriented in the things in portrait mode because I want to do reels and everything. So okay, but anyway, this is the original piece, and then this is the edited piece. So the original piece is actually this long, okay, with some allowance, so it's actually much longer than okay, here can you see, okay, this is the lace, the original lace, and then this is the part that I kind of reduced, it's just about 4-ish cm, I guess. Yeah, it's a bit long. Okay, yeah, as you can see here, I'm not sure if you can see in the previous video, but it's actually a vinyl, and then they cut it, and then they just iron it onto a net, which is kind of an interesting way to do this kind of details actually. But it just unfortunately it didn't really suit the whole look of this character, because this character I think the mood is not really very smooth. It's more of like a knitted lace kind of feel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so how I did this is it was actually like getting a lace cloth, this lace cloth here. Okay, it is a bigger piece actually, but it's just that I cut it out. Actually, I still have more, but I already kept it, so I'm lazy to take it out. So yeah, you can see this lace cloth. So what I did was to just, well, because what after measuring her and after getting the costume from her, right, I actually measured and like planned it out, and then I realized that, oh, I actually can use my embroidery machine to actually embroider the pattern. So I did the pattern digitally, and then I actually embroidered it. Yeah, so basically what I embroider is actually just a satin stitch, which is like kind of slightly thicker because it's lace. So I just embroider it on a satin stitch onto the shape onto this lace, and then cut it out by hand. Yeah, so like if you don't have a embroidery machine, I guess you can use your the zigzag function on the normal sewing machine. So I think if you have a normal sewing machine and not industrial machine, it should have the zigzag function. Okay, this is what I did like for the draft, because I was like, oh, I was like testing, because before she passed me this costume I didn't really like know how was the measurements and everything, so I just did a draft to see how it looks. So this is the draft. So this is my pattern. Yeah, can you see like it's a bit too big? Yeah, but I just like estimated it. Okay, yeah, this is the pattern. So what I did was to just cut it out. Okay, this is half a pattern, and then like you just use the marker. Okay, for this is not, I'm not using this, so I use marker, but if you are using it, you can use chalk or like washable markers, but I just use permanent marker. So this is the draft. What I did for this, because it was bigger than the 10 cm of my embroidery machine dimension, limitations I mean, I used the zigzag function. So can you see, to like sew on. So you sew on. Okay, one thing about this, right, I think I did this a bit too thick and the tension's a bit weird, so that's why it does have a bit of a warp here and there, but please be careful with it because it's lace, so like the most of the detail is actually through net there, like there's the netting here, so it's actually very delicate. Yeah, but if you have patience, which I do not have, you can actually do it quite okay-ishly, I guess. I think what will help you is actually you put it onto a embroidery hoop or something. I think those are quite easier to get, and then you just sew it. Yeah. So what I did was just sew zigzag lines, something to imitate a satin. Actually, it's called a satin stitch. Of like what a satin stitch on embroidery, and then you just like sew, and then you just cut it out. So yeah, you can see here. Okay, the holes are bigger, but then like for here the holes are smaller because it's like so much smaller. Yeah, I can see my estimation lah, not fail. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. Then after that you just unpick the collar. I also have a video of me unpicking, but it's an portrait. Yeah, but I just unpick the collar. So this is where the collar goes. And then okay, so before this, because the sides are actually like raw, so I use my overlocker or serger, my overlocker to actually go through. Then after that I did a layer of lace here. You can see there's a lace here, so as to like give the rounded effect. It's not rounded effect, it's in fact to finish it nicely and so that it matches the rest of the dress. So okay, so for cosplay you have to match like the details. Okay, then after that I overlocked this part here, and then I just top stitch on, because that was what the original was also. They just top stitch on. This is the lace, and then you just put it underneath and you top stitch on. Okay, so the collar I also did make it smaller because it was quite loose. Yeah, it looked quite loose when my client wore it in the photos, so yeah, I made it smaller, but it's quite easy because their velcro is actually top stitched on like at the end, so I didn't have to like unpick the whole collar and re-sew it, so I just like I follow what they did. So yeah. Okay, then another part of it is actually the sleeve. So the sleeve here, can you see it's like wider now? Okay, oh yeah, because I think in the photo you can see that it's actually like that. So what actually they did, why it was like that, it was because they actually made it such that is supposed to go just onto the shoulder, as in they made it a pattern such that it is it's not a really off shoulder top, it's more of a shirt, so it actually does have a shoulder seam. That's why I realized when I unpick and then look at the pattern of the dress. So that's why like just now in the previous video it's actually right up until here, but then like my client wants it like to be on the shoulder, on like right on the shoulder tip here. Yeah, okay. Oh, so yeah, I unpicked it and then made. Okay, so for this one, she also said she wanted it to be deeper, so I think the original was like here, and then like I made it a bit deeper so that when, okay, so the arm will probably bend like that. Oh, can you see? Up like that, and then the hole is here. Yeah, so it looks more accurate. So the original, it was, I don't know why they use such a thick band. I guess maybe because it's easier to sew, I guess. I mean, there's more margin for error. The error margin for error is wider or bigger. Okay, yeah. So this is actually a very wide bias tape. You can see here. So this one was like what went one around it. So because for me I use the bias tape, but you can see it's not really a perfect color match because this is like the white. I tried the closest color of this was this, and then like the other color was rice beige, light beige, and then like it didn't really look as good, so I just got white. Yeah, okay, it's not too obvious, but if you look very closely, it's like white and then off-white. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is how it looks like. So this is the normal width. I think it's like 1 cm if I remember correctly, 1 cm width, that was single fold, and then you just okay, after I unpicked it, and then like it's still finished, it's still cut quite neatly, so I didn't really have any problems. So you just like that, you just fold it. Okay, so this is the bias tape, and you just fold it and you just go around it. Yeah, this is very basic, like, yeah, that's why I was wondering the idea. Yeah, bias tape is kind of thick. Maybe because it's, yeah, can you see? This is like double already, like I folded it already, so it's like almost twice of it. Yeah, it was so thick. It like actually the reference image was actually they didn't even have the line, so it's technically like if like, yeah, actually if I were to do it, I don't even know how I'll finish it because it doesn't have the line here. Yeah, but because they already cut it, I have no choice to like actually finish it in a way that is similar to the original. Okay, so yeah, okay. But then here there's actually, okay, the original, this was joined together, but then to make it wider, the shoulders wider, I need to add some length. So I added like this, which is what I took out actually. Because of the color that matches, and also I guess the width is still okay, acceptable. So okay, so this one you just like sew it like like this, you just join it. Okay, for this one, I did find the exact lace that they use, but I don't think it'll be cost effective to actually unpick everything, to redo everything, because I do have to redo this and redo this. So what I settled for is actually to just squeeze it, fade it out into to a point here, so that it can be covered into this bias tape length that I added. Yeah, so now it actually sits more on the shoulder. Yeah, can you see? It sits more onto the shoulder tip rather than it being like really a shoulder dress. Yeah, okay, hopefully my client will like it. Okay, I think, yeah, that's it for my alteration. I hope. Oh, I'm gonna film another like explanation video for my other alteration projects. Okay, yeah, but yeah, so as you can see, there is this crease here. It is because it is meant to go up here. Like, I mean, this one is supposed to go up onto the shoulder. So yeah, this is how they actually made it. So can you see it's actually like really a shoulder dress bodice with a shoulder seam. Yeah, but because of the way it's built, I do not want to agitate the fabric too much and then like unpick the overlock edges, and then like it will ruin the sleeve. Yeah, so you have to live with it. I'm sorry. I don't know how to phrase it, but yeah, you just have to live with it. Yeah, but when you move and you pose, I don't think it's that obvious. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Bye bye.